It's all right.
My parents, they're...
That was just a dream, Henry. We're in the woods. And we were ambushed. But don't worry, we'll get you fixed up right as rain.
Now I've got you all,
Ty
son.
śmieciu. Dobrze! Pokaż mu ptaszka! Ale uważaj z tym mieczem teraz. O Jezus! To nie jest dobry pomysł skakać z osobą z długim, ostrym przedmiotem.
alive, lad?
Nie no, ptaszek nie umrze. Ptaszek będzie stał do końca. Oj. Coś mi się wydaje, że te bandaże trzeba wymienić. Proszę pani. Kurewsko fajne cinematyki.
They burned it to the ground.
Slaughtered everyone. Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning.
Get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
I am Sir Marquardt von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia.
Get up now. There's work to be done.
Ta, no. Znów chcę ujebać kobietę.
Mother?
I ain't your ma, laddie. Oh, may all the saints be praised. I was afraid you'd never wake up again.
What? Where am I?
Where would you be? Here in my cabin, where you and that pal of yours burst in last night.
Jakaś wiedźma jest chyba.
Slowly, lad. Slowly.
Jest i ptaszek. Niezłomny. Nie do pokonania. Nie do zaspokojenia żądza seksualna.
What happened? What about Hans?
He's taken care of for now, but he
Tak
was on the
uprzedzam-
edge there for a bit. And so were you, lad, so calm yourself. Last night you were 1 foot in the grave already. You were lucky you happened to turn up here.
But I have to talk to Hans.
You won't get much out of him now. He's lost a lot of blood and he has a fever.
What happened to him?
That cutthroat that followed you fellas cut him up bad. Hans was fighting him outside, then he came staggering in, said something about Fortuna and collapsed on the floor.
Klasyczny ptaszek, nie? Wszystko musiał zrobić w teatralnym stylu, nie?
And what about that cutthroat?
You can go out and have a look at him. Hans gave him a right hammering. I didn't get a wink of sleep with that corpse in my yard.
I understand. I'm sorry we caused you such trouble. But you'll save Hans, won't you?
God willing. Well, I managed to pull you out of death's grip, so maybe I'll be blessed again. I'll go check on him as soon as I'm done with you. How are you feeling?
Bywało gorzej.
I've had worse. My shoulder stings a bit, but I'm alright otherwise.
You're brave. If you weren't, we wouldn't be speaking now. Ah, your shoulder is looking a lot better.
No
I
nie
did
wiem,
my
czy wygląda
best.
dużo lepiej.
But I don't see good no more, especially
To
at
dużo
night.
tłumaczy.
So I didn't do the best job. It just wouldn't stop bleeding. And now you've moved about, it started up again. Take this and bandage it up. Not much else we can do with it now.
Thanks. I reckon I can manage that.
Zgaduję, że nie
I
masz,
need to get a
babo,
breath of fresh air.
narzędzi
Clear my head.
chirurgicznych.
You slept through half of God's bright day, lad. So, if you feel up to it, go ahead. At least we'll see how steady you are on your feet. While you're at it, you can stop by the trough and wash all that nasty grime off of yourself. I found an old tunic. Put it on so you don't catch a chill. It gets cold here by the water. No doubt you'll be famished and need a bite to eat. There's some hot soup in the pot on the fire.
Ja,
If
dobra,
that
kobieta
ain't enough, I put some bread
do rany
and cheese
przyłóż.
on the table outside.
Jeszcze
for
chleb
you.
i ser
And
zostawiła.
you'll find some of our home-brewed liquor there too.
I jeszcze wódę
In
da?
case you need bucking up.
No nie!
Don't overdo it though.
I won't.
Niesamowita.
Thanks a lot.
Warto było się tak
God will
wypierdolić z tej
you a
skały.
thousandfold. What's your name, by the way?
Bożena's my name.
Bożena!
I'm Henry.
Każda Bożena jest gitem.
I know. Hans told me. I'll go and check on him. When you're done with everything,
Coś za dobra,
come
ona
and see
pewnie
me and
umrze.
we'll figure out what to do next.
Nie mów tak, zostaw Bożenę. Jakimś cudem przeżyłeś upadek, aczkolwiek z powodu rozległych obrażeń straciłeś kilka poziomów punktów. Kilka punktów poziomu głównego, umiejętności i atutu. Kto by się spodziewał? Kto by się spodziewał, że jesteśmy za mocni? Beka w chuj, nie? Okej, zobaczmy w takim razie, jakie mamy umiejętności w tym momencie. Tutaj trzeba teraz cisnąć. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7. No, czyli zaczynamy od początku, nie? O Jezusie. To się pocieszyłem z tego, że mamy takie umiejętności. No dobra. Zabandażujmy się troszeczkę. Załóżmy to na siebie. Pojedzmy troszkę. Brunecia dostała +2 do siły. Weź z tą brunecią mnie nie irytuj, nie?
So good I wouldn't say no to some more.
Prosto z gara? Na jak?
Aye. True bliss is a full belly.
Animacja wpierdalania. No, w poprzedniej nie było. Jeszcze ciekawe, powinien zrobić coś takiego jak w Red Deadzie, że ci się zmniejsza ilość rzeczy w garnku, nie? A nie wiem, czy wiecie, bo na początku, jak wyszła 1, to było straszne zesranie o to, że bo tutaj garnki są porozstawiane z jedzeniem, które się nigdzie nie kończy, nigdy się nie kończy. Wyobraźcie sobie, że w średniowieczu było coś takiego jak niekończąca się zupa, bo się wpierdalało zupę i do resztek zupy poprzedniej dokładało się nowe i grzało od nowa i tak dalej, nie? Że tak naprawdę jak się kończyła, to się dorzucało rzeczy i na bazie tego, co już się rozgotowało, się robiło nową zupę, nie? Więc jeszcze i nie zostawię starej cipie. Jej bym zostawił, ale ptaszkowi chciałbym zostawić trochę, bo to jednak ziomal. Nie żryj go, bo ja potrzebuję... Co on ma? Kaptur górnika, pas myśliwski, dawaj to. Dawaj to. Kurwa, jedzenie. Kolego. Dobra, ona narzekała, że jej śmierdzi ten trup. To ja go wypierdolę może za ten. Gdzieś dalej. Jak ona jest dla nas taka miła, to ja będę taki miły. Do wychodka go, potem się nie wysra. Do chlewika, właśnie, świnie opierdolę. Sprawdź tam ptaszka, dopiero teraz doszło do mnie, jak to brzmi, nie? No to w sumie mogę go zostawić tutaj. Niech go W Azji jest, gdzieś jest taki wielki gar, czy tam restauracje i potem podobno już od kilku lat gotują zupę właśnie. W sensie, że cały czas bez przerwy. No i właśnie, o tym mówię, nie? Dobra, ubierzemy się. Będę musiał się... Co to jest? Jeśli przytoczysz sobie do paska sakiewkę, zyskasz miejsca na eliksiry i jedzenie, które możesz potem szybko spożywać w trakcie walki. O kurwa, jest pasek szybkiego użycia. Możesz mieć maksymalnie 4 sloty, lecz nie każda sakiewka pozwala korzystać z nich wszystkich. Tylko muszę się umyć, bo wyglądam jak jebany syf. O, jest Remedium Savegamium, czyli zbawienny sznaps. O, jest jabłuszko. Ta, sznapsiki są.
Seems Bujana
Oh.
isn't some quack. She's got a damn good setup here.
Niezłe kurwa laboratorium. Pani Bożeno, musimy gotować.
I feel like a new man.
Pokaż się Bożenie, przeczytałem na początku. Pożal się Bożenie. A wysrać się nie mogę? Nie mogę najwyraźniej. Mogę jej zabrać te? Mogę. Dawaj. Kingdom Come to jest jedna z niewielu gier, w której alchemia jest zrobiona fajnie, nie? Że można się przy tym pobawić. Co prawda po czasie się to robi takie trochę repetytywne, ale też możesz skilla zdobyć, dzięki któremu automatycznie grzejesz te potrawy, potiony. Zbieram nagietki, to chyba były właśnie do sznapsów, ale nie jestem pewien, więc to trzeba pozbierać. Tak czy inaczej wszystko się przyda. Od razu sobie nabijemy trochę expa. Dziurawce, latawce, wiatr. O, dalej tam było, nie? Zbierasz kwiatki dla swojego chłopaka, pana ptaszka. Dokładnie tak to robię. Żeby się cieszył, jak się obudzi. Dobra, starczy na razie. Idziemy do Bożeny. Bożena. O! Ptaszek się obudził. Sprawdź tam ptaszka. Pomódl się za ptaszka, o.
Lord God Almighty, look down on a poor sinner and hear my heartfelt prayer. Protect Sir Hans and don't let him die. Just as he didn't let me die. Preserve his life. Because he's a young gentleman. Brave and just and a good Christian. And look down on Bajena too. And let her save Sir Hans. And deliver her from all evil. And grant her grace. Because she herself is merciful and didn't turn us away in our hour of need.
A Bożena teraz się odwróci i wyjdzie z niej diabeł. Ła!
Amen.
A, jednak nie jest wiedźmą, bo powiedziała amen. Jakby była wiedźmą, widzowie, jakby Bożena była wiedźmą,
Bandages are still quite fresh. I won't have to change them till evening.
gdyby Bożena była wiedźmą, słowo amen by powodowało, żeby się spaliła. Bardzo by bolało ją to. I żeby sąsiad miał się gorzej ament.
I did what you asked.
And you didn't faint while doing it. I'm pleased, Henry. I had to pour a whole Lethean potion into you last night. That's what I call medicine. It can either put a dead man back on his feet, or make sure he never gets up again. So, consider yourself lucky.
50% szans na wyleczenie.
But what about Capon?
Well, he's less lucky. That brute really knocked him about before Hans beat the life out of him.
Is there any way I can help? I owe it to Capon, and I want to do whatever I can.
You owe him, all right. I've got a bit of that Lethean potion left. It ought to work wonders on him, same as on you. But I can't just give it to him now. First, we have to deal with that fever. The best and fastest remedy for that is chamomile decoction. Luckily, it ain't too hard to brew, but we'll need some fresh sage for it. And, of course, chamomile.
Ja
You
już mam
ought to
wszystko
be able to
pozbierane.
manage that. You've got young legs and eyes, and I reckon a bit of a stroll would do you good.
Znam się na ziołach.
Easy as pie. I can do that. Ma used to put sage in sauces and served it with meat. I'll check the kitchen.
Christ wounds! Try thinking with your head and not your stomach. We need freshly picked sage, not some dried herb, so listen up. Sage has a purple blossom and chamomile has white petals with a yellow center. At the back of the
Dobra.
hut, there's a footpath leading up to the rocks. You go along there till you reach a sort of small meadow. You ought to find both of them there.
Great. I'll be back in a jiffy with a couple of handfuls.
All right. I'll be glad if you get back here soon. I don't feel right being here with that corpse in my yard. Seeing him lying there gives me chills. I can't think
A, czyli jednak
straight.
trzeba go wynieść.
I understand. It makes me anxious too. Maybe I could manage to bury him somewhere. Or at least hide him somewhere further off in the woods.
The Lord be praised. I'd be truly glad of that. Do you feel up to it, laddie? You ain't in the best of shape, and digging a grave's a tough job, even for a healthy fella.
Radzę
Not to
se.
worry. I'll see what I can manage. It's on account of us that he's here anyway. I wouldn't want you to have any more trouble. And a bit of effort, even if it's a dirty job, is the least I owe you.
Well, if you think you can manage it, good, but don't overstrain yourself. And thanks.
Where should I put him?
Grab the spade by the dung pile and bury him by the creek. The soil will be softer there, so it should be easier. When you head out
I
the
szybciej
gate,
zgnije.
follow your nose. Find a good spot somewhere in the reeds and nettles. And when you're done with that, better have a wash, so's you don't have the stench of death on you.
True. I'll bear that in mind.
I'll sort out the rest with Ignatius, the gravedigger, when he comes by again, so's I don't have that wretch lying here till Judgment Day.
All right. I'll get to it.
Pani Bożeno, muszę pani powiedzieć, że odór śmierci kroczy za mną przez całe me życie. Nie uda się go w żaden sposób zmyć. Henryk się zachowuje trochę jakby... A masz kur... Masz kur... O tak go! Przekopię go do miejsca kurwa pochówku, nie? Dobra. Za dużo czasu by to zajęło. To chciałem powiedzieć, Henryk się zachowuje troszkę, jakby nie było faktem to, że w pierwszej części naważyłem... O kurwa dzik. Cieszę się, mam łuku. Dobra, kurwa, może skończę wreszcie to, co chcę powiedzieć. Henryk się zachowuje trochę, jakby nie było faktem to, że naważyłem 1000 potionów w trucizny w pierwszej części tylko po to, żeby nafarmić kasy ze wszystkich zielarzy w okolicy, nie? Dosłownie wszyscy kurwa zielarze byli biedni przez to, ile trucizny wprowadziłem na ten w obieg, nie?
Can't be in the ground soon enough.
Dobra. Iś! Dobra, nóżki będą wystawały najwyżej troszkę. Po dłuższej chwili wyczerpującej pracy. O, jak ładnie, zakopane. Ładnie, ładnie.
A bit longer without food and I'll really start to be grumpy.
Rozeźlę się. Dobra, szałwia jest. Niebieski kwiat i kolce. No
Purple
jest.
flower, sage, there we go.
Fioletowy. Mniszek. To nie jest to, którego szukałem, ale i tak zbiorę. Przyda się w przyszłości. O! Jest, rumianek.
So back to Bojeno on the double.
Dobra.
The sooner Hans gets that remedy, the better.
Ptaszek poczeka. Trzeba zebrać na zapas. I co jak nie wystarczy tyle? No właśnie. Może trzeba będzie więcej użyć. O, zając tam spierdolił przed chwilą. Widziałem go. No, nabiłem level, to można iść, tak? To już są rzeczy ważne i ważniejsze. Exp to exp. Co tam ujada?
What's that dog making such a fuss about? Could something have happened at Bojeno's?
Co? Co się stało u
Have
Bożeny?
some weapon at hand.
Hey,
O!
you! What do you want? Come here and tell me who you are, or I'll drum it out of you. Lord von Bergov sent us to find
Aha,
the renegades who ambushed some knights company down by the pond
Wy
yesterday.
jesteście od lorda?
A couple of them fled and are hiding out here in the rocks.
Weź takich
Tell me who
obdartusów
you
by
are
wysłał?
and what you know about it.
Co ty pier...
You're from Lord von Bergov. You don't look like it.
Kurva! Watch your tongue with me, boy. When I say we're from von Bergov, then we're from fucking von Bergov. Who else would we be from anyway? You can talk to me or talk to cold steel. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing here?
Calm down. No need to draw weapons. I'll tell you everything.
Kurwa!
It's just like you said. Before dawn, there were some vagabonds round here. I had a bad feeling about them. They were looking for a hiding place.
What I want to know is where they are now, not where they were this morning.
We sent them to the path around the pond. Not to the rocks, but along the other bank that leads to the crossroads by the birch tree, and then into that long
zapultał
gorge.
się.
Decent folk don't go there. It's a hiding place for all kinds of dodgy types, so a couple more won't be noticed.
Aye, I know the crossroads with the birch tree. Oh, that's a long fucking way from here.
Aye, but if you hurry, you'll be in that long gorge before dark.
Shit,
Dobra.
I've been up all night, and
Przegadani.
now I'm supposed to hightail it to the fucking birchwood?
Pierdalać mi stąd teraz, zanim wam najebie. Już! Iść! No, cieszę się.
That's all I need.
Ło! Ło!
Getting mixed up in all
Coś ty
sorts of
zrobiła z nim?
nonsense at my age.
Co się z tym kurczakiem zrobiła? Czemu on jest taki opatroszony? No, nie wiem, ale wezmę go.
Did they hurt you?
No, but I think they would have if you hadn't come along.
Sorry. I reckon it was one of those who followed us yesterday.
Look here. I almost got slaughtered twice in one day on account of you two. God be praised that my Pavlena wasn't here. Heaven knows what they'd have done to her. So, I'd like to know why all this is happening. Your friend was talking in a delirium in the night, saying you was knights. But if you two are knights, then I'm the Queen of Sheba.
A, królowo Saby, miło cię poznać.
Well, I must bow to your ladyship. Sir Hans is the young lord of Leiper and Perkstein. I'm Henry of Skalitz, son of Sir Radzig Cobbler, and I'm his bodyguard. We were heading to Trotsky to deliver a message from Sir Hanish of Leiper and Margrave Jobst to Lord Bombergov. But we were ambushed by bandits yesterday down by the pond, and you already know the rest. And as God is my witness, we're no bandits. I swear to you, I'm thankful to you for saving us. And I'm sorry it caused you trouble.
Well, you sound sincere, so I'll take your word for it. I hope I won't live to regret it.
W
You
życiu.
won't. I promise you.
Promises are made to be broken, but thank you for dealing with them. I was sure they'd see through you. You thought up quite a story.
Yeah. It's a good thing I remembered those birches me and Sir Hans rode past. How's he doing? Will he be all right?
He's holding up, I'd say. I treated his wounds, and I'll change his bandages shortly. But what he needs most now is that remedy. Have you got everything for it?
Tak, tak.
Here. Chamomile and
Wszystko
sage,
przyniosłem.
like you said.
Excellent. Now to brew the potion from them. I gave you two the last of my supply during the night. But fresh is best anyways. It's a shame my daughter Pavlena ain't back yet. She'd get it done in a jiffy. But we'll just have to manage without her. But you can do it too. It ain't nothing hard.
Proste, że
My
mogę.
eyes are so bad, it'd take me all day. But at least I can tell you how to go about it.
Moja droga. Żebyś ty wiedziała, jaki interes robiłem w Kalicy, nie, w Skalicy, w Talmberku z potionów.
All right. I'll try.
Nie wiem, jak słabo znam się na alchemii. Nie wiem jak.
But I'm not sure how to do it.
I told you, I'll explain everything. I have a book here with the recipe, but it'll be better if I tell you. I know it by heart.
I can read as well as any man, if that's what you mean.
My word. Maybe you really are a noble's son.
I'll take the book just in case, but if you give me some advice, I'd be grateful.
Of course. Everything we need is in the hut. Let's get to it.
Dobra, daj mi tą książkę.
First, go to the recipe book.
Ja wiem, co
Now
mam
find
robić.
the recipe for chamomile decoction and remember what you have to do. Then get back to the bench and we'll start.
Będę potrzebował wino, 2 garści rumianku i 1 szałwi. Czyli 2 garści rumianku wrzucam do wina, gotuję przez 1 obrót klepsydry, ucieram szałwię i dodaję do kociołka. Okej.
All right. First, you have to pour the right base into the cauldron. Choose
No.
the right pitcher from the shelf on the left, according to the recipe. So, What did you pour in there?
Wine, of course. Like it says in the book.
Glad to hear it. Now try moving the cauldron over the flame.
Już mam flashbacki
So
zrobienia
you know
sztabcu.
how it looks when it starts boiling a bit.
Nie no, najlepszy... A, muszę teraz... O, trochę inaczej to wygląda. Najlepsza minigierka alchemiczna na świecie, nie?
It's boiling. Remember that well. For most potions, you just have to simmer the herbs for a bit. But sometimes you need to get it good and hot. So you have to get the fire blazing under the cauldron using the bellows. Try fanning it with the bellows to get it boiling. It's boiling. If you want to cool it down quick, take it off the flames. Try it. Move the cauldron.
Okej, ej, to jest nawet usprawniona opcja.
Now we'll start with the brewing. Get all the herbs.
Bo
that
teraz
you
nie
need
trzeba
ready.
kombinować z
The
ilością
ones you picked.
użyć miecha. Nie trzeba kombinować z ilością użyć miecha, tylko można sobie po prostu podnieść i obniżyć ten.
Put them there on the shelf, so
tam
you've
było?
got them at hand.
Szałwia i rumianek. Tak?
All right, let's get to it. First, throw 2 handfuls
Tak.
of chamomile into the cauldron.
Dobra.
Before you put it on the flame, turn the sand glass, so you know how long you're
Jest
brewing
dobra,
it.
dobra.
It's got to be exact. Every grain of sand counts.
Dobra, klepsydra już się sypie, wiesz o
See?
tym?
Move the cauldron to the fire and wait until it starts bubbling. Then turn the sand glass. As soon as the sand runs out, take the cauldron off the fire again. Ain't that enough? Take the cauldron off the flames. Now, take 1 handful of sage, grind it with a mortar and pestle, and drop it in the cauldron.
Koleżanko, ja naprawdę robię to
Have you
zawodowo.
get a file and pour it in. Done. Now let's see what
Elegancko
you've
tego.
brewed.
No. Aż 3 od razu się waży. Zajebiste. Kot.
Here it is.
Well, now, judging by the smell, I'd say you brewed it perfectly.
Oczywiście, że
Thanks for
perfekt.
your help,
kurwa.
Henry.
Happy to help.
This should help Hans get better. I'll take care of it now.
All right. Is there anything else I can do to help?
I reckon you've done all you could. What you need now is a bit of rest.
O,
Go
zdecydowanie.
and get a good sleep. That works wonders.
Dobra. Obmyjmy się troszeczkę. Najlepsza rzecz. To się nie zmieniło, widzę. Przydajesz kuksańca kurczakowi, a on jest od razu już cały ten. BAM! Henry ze Skalicy, najmocniejszy prawy prosty w całych Czechach, nie? Dobra, do spanka. Iś. Rzeczywiście jestem bardzo zmęczony. Muszę przespać 12 godzin. O, co się dzieje?
A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer.
True, Sir Radzik.
Zaś te
If I'd
flashbacki.
have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently.
Where's my fucking sword?
And I found it. Everything I take now will be mine. And I plan to take everything.
Rotted hell!
Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
The stronger dog fucks the bitches. And war is a nasty business.
Where's my fucking sword?
You know what?
Spokojnie.
I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you!
Yeah!
Don't disappoint me.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Wake up, Henry!
I thought you'd never wake.
To ta Pawlena?
Were you having a nightmare?
Całkiem zacna.
Bad dreams. You must be Pawlena, right?
That's right. I came in the evening while you were asleep. Ma told me what happened to you. Then I helped Ma take care of your friend that night?
Hans? He's alive. How is he?
Have no fear. He's alive, all right. Maybe too alive.
Oho!
Ma knows what she's doing.
Hans już wziął Pawlenę w obroty?
I reckon she could bring the dead back to life. She said she dosed you with the strongest remedies she knows. And it looks like they did the trick. On that other fella for sure. Since he came to this morning, he hasn't stopped talking.
Yeah. That sounds like him, all right.
And what about you? How do you feel?
Definitely better than yesterday. Thanks.
That's good. Ma will be glad. But I heard you yelling in your sleep and went to check on you. Bad dreams?
I dreamt of Istvan Toth, a villainous, murderous whoreson who stole my sword. The last memento I had of my father, and I swore to get that sword back and avenge my parents.
Oh, that oath must be serious if it even torments you in your sleep. Dreams shouldn't be taken lightly. They can have real meaning, however hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
Kurwa, dla mnie? Ojciec.
Without a doubt, I hope his soul and Ma's find peace.
Dreaming of a dead parent is confusing. It could mean you cling too much to the past, and you ought to find a new path. But I think it's a good thing he's more important to you than that murderer.
Nie dbam o babskie gadanie. Dobra, weźmy to na poważnie.
Thanks, Pawlena. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too.
Śniadanie już czeka,
and we
no
must save
niesamowite
Ma from the
kobiety.
clutches of his lordship.
Need something to eat.
Jezus. O, mogę te kurczaki wziąć. Kurczaki, ziemniaki. Kurczaki, ziemniaki. No tak, nie mam wytrychów. Kurwa, jakie szacan szachty, nie? Ja pierdolę, spójrz na to. Skurwysynu, 160 tętna. Dobra. Ja pierdolę, jaka ładna gierka, nie? Siema, ptaszek!
Henry! Come and join us!
Dawaj jabłko i cebulę.
Good morning, Henry! You have no idea how glad I am to see you. Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's all the more cause for merrymaking! Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful
Już
to
bajeruję.
you too, Henry. Bojena told me what happened here yesterday. That's the third time you've saved my life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The third time? What in God's name happened the first two times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your heroic deeds.
Jeżeli muszę, to opowiem, nie żebym się popisywał.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
And made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a human patrol.
Humans?
They come from somewhere in Hungary. Sigismund brought them here to Bohemia as mercenaries. They're a very dangerous bunch.
I told you about them though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleyov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Tutaj kumanie?
Whoa, that's all we
Kurwa.
need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do
Widzisz, że
alone
tymi
against
śmieciami się nie
them?
schowasz.
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
10?
You must have been seeing
20?
double. As I recall, there were 2.
That just proves how well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, audentes.
Fortuna juvat.
Dokładnie tak.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me. Your pebbles. So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
No.
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Talmberg Castle to get inside and open the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat? He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside it was. But that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your
Chłop
ass.
dostał w dupę.
If I hadn't carried
Beka.
him...
I admit it, you saved my ass.
Well, now, you two have been through a thing or two. As far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans.
Oho,
and saw the scar
stara
for
baba
myself.
oglądała
But
dupę
I
Hansa.
reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
True enough. Hey, how did you manage to get the best of that cutthroat the other night when you hauled me here?
To be honest, by a stroke of luck. We were fighting outside, but that fucker got a hold of his falcon and let me have it in the guts. I thought I was done for. But I groped around and found a pail and whacked him with it with the last of my strength. And luckily I hit him a nice crack right on the noggin. Can't remember a thing after that.
My word. Fortune really does favour you. You chose your motto well.
Once we get back to Ratai, I'll have it inscribed on my shield.
Do tell. What else did the two of you encounter?
Quite a lot of things. But I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now. We came here on an important mission, and we cannot afford to dally any longer. We have to get to Trotsky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Zheleyov, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you, for your journey.
Bozhena, I don't know how to thank you for all this.
But I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For
Oho,
a start,
chyba
you can
napalona.
leave me that spade. We can't manage without it.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done, Bozhena.
I have something for you, Henry. Ma had trouble because of you, but I know you didn't do it on purpose, and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this potion. It will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to turn. Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, Pavlena. This'll come in handy.
No doubt. But we'd better get going now.
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged to you for your help and hospitality. God bless you.
And you too, sirs.
God bless you for your
Dobra.
generosity and
Ruszamy.
your healing arts. And
Komu
you
w
have
drogę?
rightfully earned the gratitude of the House of WYPA for all time. If you should ever find yourself in need, the door...
Ej, słyszeliście to? Jaki kurwa... Jaki szczegół dojebalny, ty! Widzieliście to? Ptaszek wziął i się tak, wiesz, przeciągnął, wyprostował plecy i było słychać, jak mu strzelają kurwa kręgi w kręgosłupie. I jakie zajebiste! Nie spodziewałem się, że nawet coś takiego dodadzą.
Perkstein shall always be open to you.
Thank you, sir. Though I'm not sure I could find the way to Perkstein. Hopefully we'll never need to take up your offer.
Dobrze, Janku.
Sorry for coming late, Ma.
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trotsky Castle right away.
Musimy wracać po orzeka.
What about Mutt? He's bound to be looking for us, and we can't just abandon him.
Henry, I like your dog, but that's not our priority right now.
He saved my skin.
So did I. First Trotsky, von Bergov and the mission, then we can look for your dog.
Right. But the moment things are sorted out, I'll go looking for him.
I'd expect no less of you. So, should we get going?
No dobrze.
Hold on a bit. Before we hit the road, there's something you should know. I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was Istvan Toth.
Tak właśnie myślałem, że on tam był.
You yanking my pizzle? He's long since over the hills and far away.
I know how it sounds, but I saw him. Believe me. I'd never mistake his ugly face after all that happened.
Of course, Henry. I know you have accounts to settle with him, but that's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes. We'll surely get him one day.
Jeżeli to on, to go rozjebiemy.
And your sword, too. But I don't think either of them are around here. You're still my protector, though. So you need a weapon right away. Here you go. You never know.
Co on mi dał? Cordelas?
Where'd you get it?
I found it in the dung pile. Must have belonged to the fellow I brawled with that night we got here. Come on, let's get going. Your
Dobra.
mind will turn to better things along the way.
Nie mogę się doczekać, aż kogoś tym rozpłatam. Boże, jaka ładna grafika. Piękny obrazek. Dostaliśmy tobołek, parę drobnych. Jezus Maria, to może być najlepsza kobieta, jaką spotkaliśmy w życiu. Szkoda, że jest taka stara, nie? Niesamowite. Oj tam. W sumie w pewnym wieku uświadamiasz sobie, że nie tylko wiek i wygląd są ważne. Oho! Czy to prawdziwy title drop teraz się szykuje? Godziny 20 minut. Pierwszy part, nie? Wprowadzenie do gry. Na starej babie z lasu Heniek spędzi trochę czasu. Ja pierdolę. Straszni jesteście. Co jest? Co się tak jedno? Pocilować to tylko? Oho. Coś się krzywo patrzą. O, tutaj ta mulka. Już pogonił, kurwa, dwóch brudasów.
I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Tam, no zobaczą dwóch obdartutów i im dadzą wszystko, co chcą. Zamknięte od 20. Zapraszamy.
Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord.
Pilna wiadomość. Trochę kurwa spóźniona chyba już.
Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
O, spojrzą na ciebie i na pewno uwierzą. O! Idzie ktoś. Dymy! Wiedziałem, kurwa.
You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am? No, we fucking don't.
Oblali chłopa gównem, beka.
Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai. Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your stinking, ragged asses out of here on the double. The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers. I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send 2 vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws, and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws. The captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you.
No i co
Be
teraz?
gone!
No i co teraz?
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not. Get your shitty hands off me!
No, wait. Wait, one moment!
Tak, gadaj, dziadu. No, nie poszło całkiem tak, jak zaplanowaliśmy.
The fuck was that?
So now what?
Można było się kurwa spodziewać tak naprawdę, że nie wpuszczą 2 obdartusów. Mówiłem o tym.
There's only one thing we can do.
Pierdolić się tam na przypale? Chcesz? Nie mów mi, że to o to chodzi ci. A, napierdolimy się, tak? Taki jest twój plan.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
I co my teraz kurwa zrobimy z tą sytuacją? Nie jest za ciekawie, trzeba się przyznać.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You try to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
Well, I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
Jakiś plan. No tak, musimy na pewno zrobić wszystko z tej listy.
The first thing we have to do is get ourselves into decent shape. Have a good scrub, get some better clothes. Then they might believe we're actually messengers.
That's all very well. Except we can't even pay our bill here. Never mind a visit to the baths and the tailor.
So we'll earn some.
Earn?
I'm not afraid of work. And we're gonna need every groschen we can get.
Co, zbieranie
How long
rzepy?
would it take for you to earn a few groschen? And where will you find a decent tailor? Before we get ourselves sorted out, Sigismund will be sitting on the throne in Prague.
So what do you suggest? Going back to Ratai?
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
A laughing stock? We were outnumbered by a gang of bandits.
Yes, and how come they got away with it? Because we camped at that fucking pond. We've got no message.
To był twój plan, żeby tam
nothing
spać.
but our ragged asses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
We'll go back and bury them as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as possible. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenes. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food. About bloody time.
Nażrymy, jak świnie. I browar.
Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for.
Ty niewdzięczniku jebany.
Report for work.
Cheers.
Pewnie jakieś pomyje nam nalała. O!
What is it?
Babeczka!
That's that woman from the pond. Or the one you gave us away for? I bear that witch. What I tell you?
Ale mu zajebała.
What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
A, do niej.
God be with you.
O kurwa.
A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word. That's a picture and
Te,
a half.
te doczytujące się te
Who sent you?
grafiki mnie dalej trzymają,
Not
nie?
them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
Oof. It stinks like something died here.
You're the one from that pond.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment.
Tym razem to musisz mi wysłać, jak nie będziemy grali, bo dzisiejszy stream jest poświęcony w 100% Kingdome 2.
Poor Captain Thomas might never get back on his feet.
Dobra. Babo.
Him and his men were attacked by bandits. Most of them are dead.
Jesus Christ!
Sierpek. To jest, stary, największa premiera tego roku. Biorąc pod uwagę, że na pewno, kurwa, nie wyjdzie w tym roku GTA 6. Nie wierzę w to zupełnie. Jest to największa premiera w tym roku.
And won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha! So that's why they sent you for the wine. Wait a moment then. I'll be right back.
Katarzyna!
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on. Are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
You were attacked by those bandits.
What bandits? What are you on about?
No, nieprzytomna jest?
We saved you. Me and my lord there. Surely you couldn't forget it.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle, and I wasn't at any pond.
And I have no idea why you're trying to deny it. I saw you with my own eyes. You were washing laundry there with some other girls.
Well, I reckon you weren't looking too much at faces, eh? Clear off, you lecher.
Aha, jeszcze nad boka wyszliśmy, tak? Czemu ona w chuja leci? My Summer Car wyszło z Early Accessu?
Here's your wine.
What?
Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Look, please. I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to Von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Oh, shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
Look, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me
Wbijamy
again.
się na wesele? No. Mały melanż nie zaszkodzi.
What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
10 lat było w Early Accessu. Właśnie tak kojarzę, że kurwa, w szoku jestem, że dopiero teraz.
Why you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
Gotowy na co?
What for?
To get to work. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
Dobra.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house, but as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air.
Ah.
The second door in there leads to the pantry. That's why I need you to haul the sacks.
Wiadomo, gdy baba chce, żebyś zapierdzielał,
so they
trzeba
don't
się
touch the damp floor and
ulotnić.
go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
Słyszałem coś o weselu. Tak, poszukam melanżu.
I heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Truscovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets hitched to a bat-house wench.
Will Lord von Berghoff be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Samin is his vassal.
Who is this Semi?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Samin. The fort in the village belonged to him. Old Jan Samin is the head of the family. And his son's called Olda. And it's him who's
Oldrzych.
getting itched. There used to be a rich family.
Potężne
Their
imię.
glory's faded a bit, but they still have some clout.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
Where's the wedding going to be?
At Sameen, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bailiff will try to outdo each other in showing off their wealth.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
If you want to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having an ale over there. Young Svati there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain, but he's a good lad at heart.
I'll go and discuss it with my friend then.
And careful with them sacks. I don't want you ripping them or anything like that.
Najpierw się może zajmiemy tą robotą do zrobienia.
I talked to that woman from the pond.
I noticed. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
No, oczywiście.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
Von Bergov is about to leave the castle.
Sacra! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down. Let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Lord Semin, from the local noble family, is getting married. He's marrying the local bailiff's daughter. It's going to be a big event.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like von Bergov will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list.
Piszemy się.
That shouldn't be a problem
Albo
because
wkleimy
you've
na
got a cunning
melanż.
plan, right?
I'll come up with something.
I hope so. You can't expect me to do the thinking for both of us all the time. We'll ask the locals and see.
There's something else we have to sort out first. I spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
We can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
A Belarus
I
dupę.
can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
Do you have any idea what you look like?
Well, all right. I may not look much like a noble, but my blood's still blue. People will remember my face, and when everything's cleared up, word will get around that I lugged sacks here like some beggar. As if the disgrace at the gate wasn't enough.
Oh! You know, sir, not everyone is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Ordinary people have to work their whole lives. So you should be able to manage it too. At least for one day.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
That'd be some aristocratic excuse.
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks? That's against God and nature.
No, on nie jest poważny, nie? On nie jest poważny.
So, which do I belong to?
Good question. Before I'd have said you were a peasant, but it turned out that you're a noble's bastard. And you're pretty handy with a sword. And you've even been in a monastery.
Trochę
I'd
po
rather
wszystkiego.
forget about that.
You're a bit of everything.
O, no i właśnie.
But if you get your hands dirty with labour, it wouldn't be such an offence against divine order as in my case. Pure blood, noble status and that. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make it up to you.
Ta? Ciekawe za co. Dobra. Chuj do
You could give
szczania
me a
jesteś.
hand. It wouldn't do you any harm.
Ah, stop whining. You can manage. Well, if it makes you feel better, I'll scratch your back later.
How? By giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe 2 estates. But above all, once we're out of the worst, I'll help you find your dog.
O!
As soon as we have at least some
No i
gear,
to jest...
we'll head into
Teraz
the
do mnie
forest
mówisz.
and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, Looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
How generous of you, Lord Capon.
I know, my dear Henry. Such is my nature.
Jakiś ty kochany.
Bloody innkeeper.
Oof! That isn't half heavy.
Pierońsko ciężkie. Jo pierona. Wory trzeba nosić. Kości tam są. No. Jak tylko coś zarobimy, trzeba będzie pójść i rozdupcyć paru wieśniaków w kości. Gdzie mam jej to odłożyć? Nie znam rozkładu średniowiecznych budynków. Nie wiem, która część to spiżarnia. Tutaj? Może tu? Gdzieś. Aha, tu są... Okej, dobra. Tutaj trzeba je wpierdzielić. Odłóż worek. Machen. Praca. Nauczyliście się pozdrowienia? O! Nie mówcie mi, że mogę się witać z ludźmi jak w Red Deadzie. Ciekaw jestem, czy wszystkie te tawery tak wyglądają jak ta. W tej grze. W sensie, czy są tak bardzo żywe, nie? To mnie ciekawi. Możesz ich też od C-wordów wzywać?
Do you know what it means?
No. And I doubt you do either.
The burden of proof is on the one who declares, not on the one who denies. So you see, I speak Latin. I've just proven to you that I'm a nobleman.
You've proved fuck all. Remembering some words you heard in church doesn't make you a nobleman. I heard about the attack by the pond, actually. I heard it was a massacre, and none of the strangers survived.
That was our company, but the two of us managed to get away. It was the same bandits who attacked Lord von
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Cheers. Aye.
Because you've got no way of proving it.
We lost everything.
Cheers.
Is that what you understand?
Greetings.
What if you're one of those bandits?
Innkeeper!
Going down nicely, is it?
Going down a tree.
Going down nicely, is it? God be with you.
I'm with you. What's your name
Wszystkich
again?
przywitałem.
Hans Capon of Perkstein.
You just made that up.
I certainly did not.
Yes, you did. I never heard of any Perkstein in all my years.
I'm not surprised. You're just a village yokel.
Dyskusja.
How dare you? I'm the son of the bailiff.
Dyskusja trwa między chłopakami. Coś czuję, że bitka zaraz może z tego wyniknąć. Jak jeszcze chwilę pogadają.
Did you say?
Say
it again.
Czyżby
It
jednak?
was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? What the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trotsky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
You're the fool here.
You're gonna start as well?
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel who fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like, but I'm telling the truth. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. And invite me to that wedding.
You want to come to the wedding, do you? Huh. I'll give you a piece of advice, pal. If you can make yourself useful for the blacksmith or the miller, you'll get to the wedding. You'll see the glorious occasion, at least from a distance. And you can stop spouting your pathetic lies.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
Spokój.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein.
On
Sir
dał dobry deal.
Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein.
You're starting to bore me. You and your silly made-up name.
No apology, then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Może lepiej
I'm so scared.
nie róbmy tego.
There's no point in this. Let's leave.
I'd do what your pal says if I were you. Get lost before something happens to you.
I give you a chance to apologize.
Za to spadek
and you
reputacji.
keep insulting me. Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Come on, then.
You scum!
O! Ups! Ale mu zakurwił. A, jeszcze ja do tego. A co ja mam wspólnego z tym? To on się chciał napierdalać. Dobra, no. Kurwa, I'm wounded.
Enough's enough.
Dobra.
Time to die, you bastard.
Składaj się, śmieciu. Dobra, powoli, bo jestem otoczony. Ilu ich, kurwa, no pojebało was?
Hey, get him!
Nie, no nie, no nie, no żartujecie sobie ze mnie?
You wanna try me?
Kurwo! Gdzie twój honor?
Take that fucker out!
No kurwy jebane, no. Pierdalaj. No ty kurwa dziwko. Jebana. Ależ mi to wkurwia.
I'm all yours.
3 na 1? Banda C-Worda. Dobra, powoli. Aj, kurwo, i co teraz? Już jest tylko, już jest was tylko 2. No, ta, no i co teraz? Broń się!
Kurwa! I'm wounded!
Kurwa, I'm wounded!
Hey! Get it!
No i co teraz? Pierdol zebraliście i tyle. Aha. Nie no, jeszcze my będziemy mieli lipę za to.